Welcome, and today we are sifting through and working through our very own mealworms. If you want to see another mealworm video, just subscribe to the channel and there will be one shortly. And previously I also posted a video on how to start your own mealworm farm and starter kit, and also some more interesting facts about mealworms. But here today we are working through our very own mealworms. And right here we've got our sifted out substrate with our eggs and very small worms. The eggs and the worms, they are very small, you can't really see with the naked eye, but we can see the beetles and the worms. So we pick them up by hand and then put them in each their own container so they do not feed on each other. Well, it's more as if so the beetles don't feed on the mealworms. And this is also the container where we had our first breeding. So this means that we had our first lots of worms, which are now the bugs, and the bugs have now produced more mealworms. And that is also why we sift out, because you have to try and separate then the new coming worms, the current worms, and then the beetles. This is where we have our worms. So we've got our worms here. There's a rogue beetle, and we'll put it in the container that we are now busy cleaning out. And I think this is the container with our beetles in. And there's the sieve. So we hopefully have all the eggs out. And now we're picking out the beetles and the worms by hand. And as you can also see, so here's our beetle container. And you can see all the different plant-based material on the top, because this provides more moisture or water for the beetles. Either they don't physically drink it, but then they get it through eating the vegetable skins, or we also give them watermelon skins, and so on. You can even give them some leaves, but that's very seldom. So then here's our worms. You can see there's tons and tons of them, because of the future generations or cycles, you'll have a very lot, because we just started with I think a little handful, and now we've got way more than a little handful. And here's then our beetle container. So we've got the two containers, as you must do, because you must separate them, and then it also just keeps everybody happy. And it's very easy then, if you want to harvest your worms, that you can harvest them with ease, and then the beetles can continue the cycle by laying more eggs and so on, because otherwise the beetles will eat the worms will eat the eggs, and then you've got a disaster. So there's like a little worm you could see there, and then this will be keeping in here until they breed out, and then we'll just be adding them with the worms through the sieve. So you must sift them to try and get as much of the eggs out as possible, and then also it's much easier to then collect the worms and the beetles. And also this fine grain is what the worms have eaten, and you can see from the flake that the worms eat that they become very small in particles, and they break it down very well. So then the feed you must give, we give them wheat bran. You could also give them cereal flakes. You could get these corn flakes, and so on. And there's another little worm that you can give them, or you could give them maybe some oats, like oat wheat,